What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kiwan, and I am back with All the Queens Men, Season 5, Episode 7, Cell Block 1. Before I start, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video. Make sure y'all like the video so I can stay in the algorithm, okay? Y'all, I'm still on the road to 1K. Shout out to all of the 931 subscribers. Y'all, get me up there. Let's take me through there. I am trying to get there. Thank y'all so much. Welcome to all of the new subscribers. Okay, welcome to the hood. Okay, it is definitely a little, in my Carrie's voice, sophisticated around here, or Bougetto. Okay, who that was? They say Bougetto. Was that Candy? A little Bougetto around here, or just ghetto, just depending on what review I'm doing. Okay. Yes, indeed. Anyway, welcome. I appreciate y'all. I really do hope y'all like my content, and if you comment, I will always comment back. I appreciate all the likes, subscribes. The likes, comments, subscribes. I make sure to comment on everything, and if I miss it, it's only because YouTube, I couldn't catch it just because of YouTube. So yeah, that's the only reason I may not have catch your comment, and it is only because of YouTube. Other than that, y'all, I like to back and forward with y'all. Let me know what y'all feeling and what y'all thinking. Let me know what y'all thinking about the season so far, and who do you think Pow Madam? Cause really, what I'm feeling like, I had thought it was Raggedy, the Raggedy stepsisters, Raggedy 1 and 2, but I really think it was Carla. We still winging towards Carla's raggedy ass. Okay, that's what it's looking like. Okay. Anyway, let's just go ahead and jump right on in, because when we thought Tandy was about to go meet her maker, Satan, okay, the hoe survived. All she was doing was tasing her underwater. I don't understand how she survived the tasing underwater. Listen, shout out to my subscriber who said Tandy got 9 lives. Okay, shout out to you. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on one second. All right. So, y'all, shout out to Mr. 1213, because he put a comment under my last week's episode, and he said Tandy is like a cat and she got 9 lives. And I'm not, and she do, with her raggedy ass. Look, I really thought that this was gonna go see Satan himself. Okay, I thought she was gonna get her right hand next to Satan. I'm not mad. I'm not mad that she got paid a little visit by Smoke. Okay, you need to put a little fear in somebody like Tandy, especially if she was the one that had that cop do what he did to Rayshawn, and especially to all the things that she has done to Rayshawn. All right. So anyway, she begging Madam. She was like, the blick is with the police, and I could prove it. So I guess Madam allowed that hoe to live to see another day. Fine, Madam. Fine. You have unalive people for less. I don't understand why this thing's still walking, but whatever. So Madam told her, if the report comes back and it shows that you had anything to do with my powing, yeah, you're gonna be drowning in your own blood. All right, moving it right along. So Tommy and Blue, they found Hakeem, and when they found Hakeem, he went to howling like a little beat, talking about some hell. So Blue smacked the piss out of him, and then Tommy had to put him to sleep, and they threw him in the truck. That was it for that scene right there. So then we get to the club. See, this is the reason why me and Doc ass broke up. Okay, you just always in his fee-fees, especially behind this raggedy. So he having a conversation. He just all in his feelings. So he was like, "When was the last time you been in a relationship, sir? The fact that you talking to Dick 'em Down Midnight is wild to me. Midnight probably can't even spell relationship. Why would you ask him that? Anyway, Midnight was like, I just got out of a relationship with 3 people last week, which means he done 3 women last week. What we saying? So Midnight was like, who done got you? Like, you got, listen, shout out to John Witherspoon, okay? If you watch Boomerang, he said, I don't get pussy whooped. I whip pussy. You know, that's what he said. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know. That's what he said. That's that ADHD. Anyway, so Midnight specifically asked him, I hope it's not that detective, because Madam's not gonna like it when she finds out. Doc was like, I know. Well, Doc, if you know, why are we still doing this? Better yet, why do you still work at the club? Like, you need to make a choice. I feel like at this juncture, I don't know what's gonna happen to Doc, especially when she find out. Especially if Detective Davis is on some BS. We already know what's going to happen to Doc if Detective Davis is on some BS. Doc ain't going to see the light of day. But that's going to, this is something you brought on you will bring on yourself. She already showed you who she was, I want to say twice. Like, she is not, Detective Davis isn't to be trusted. So Midnight tells Doc, listen, I'm gonna take your word, but make sure she ain't trying to get back at Madam. So Doc is foolish behind Detective Davis. He says to Midnight, listen, it ain't like that. Like, he's for sure telling Midnight he ain't like that. So Midnight literally warns him and says, because if it goes sideways, you already know what's going to happen. Midnight tells him, I hope not, because I will have to be the one that Madam says to take you out. And y'all know Midnight loyalty to Madam is top tier. When I tell y'all, I said that like a couple episodes ago, how much I love that about Midnight. His loyalty to Madam is top tier. Lately, he been a little sloppy, but he's loyal. He is the most loyal dancer that Madam had. Anyway, he asked, what's his name, Doc? He was like, I hope that cat worked it. He didn't say that, but I'm just trying to water it down a little bit. So anyway, hold on, y'all. Hold on, give me 1 second. So y'all, in the next scene that none of us asked for, we didn't ask to see Nurse Johnson riding old ass Cadillacs. We didn't ask for that. But he getting the ride of his life, and she was, riding cowboy style, reverse cowgirl style. So she went under his pillow with her arm and moved his blicky. Now, I'm not sure why he didn't catch that. A man of his caliber should have caught that immediately, but he was slipping. So concierge walked in on them and they exchanged words. So he reached for the blicky, but he notices that it's gone. And so we see that Nurse Johnson has flipped on Cadillac. Y'all remember he Nurse Johnson thought he was out of it when he was at that nursing home, and she was essaying him, and that's just what it was, because she thought that he was incoherent, or was it nonverbal? She thought he was nonverbal the whole time he was playing a part. So that was what, season 2? I think season 2. So the end of season 1 going into season 2. So Nurse Johnson was like, I'm tired of the way you treat me, Cadillac. Y'all know Cadillac had been treating her piss poor. But this is what happens when you raggedy ass nurse try to take advantage of the elderly. When you thought he couldn't fend for himself, you abused him. You tried to SA him and didn't think nothing was going to happen to you. And in turn, he started to treat you like pure shit. I'm sorry. Is it wrong? Absolutely. But is she getting her just due? Yes. And so now you want out. And now you realize you tried to essay, and you tried to play the wrong person. Like, you have met the right person on the right day. And that's just what it was. So anyway, I guess she made some type of deal with concierge to get her out of the situation with Cadillac. And she was about to, she pulled the gun out, that's his gun, out on him. But what she didn't realize was Cadillac had a blicky. I'm sorry, I meant to say gun. I meant to say blicky. Had a blicky in his drawer next to him. And so concierge was like, listen, I have unalived 9 of your best men. How many of your men do you want unalive? You keep sending them after me. He said, all I want is peace. All I want to do is have a truce. And so he was like, I can't give you a truce until you take accountability for what you did to my daughter. Concierge was like, I didn't do that. It wasn't me. So they end up having a truce. And so concierge and Nurse Johnson leave. So Cadillac take out his second blicky, and he send Nurse Johnson, send her packing to be on the other side with the Lord, where all the other nurses at. Okay, he sent her to nurse hell to heaven. I don't know, but that's what the hell she had. He sent her to the retirement home in the sky. Okay. And so concierge turned around with his blicky. He was like, no, this wasn't for you. This for her, because I ain't gonna never let a bottom bitch try to play me. Bet. So concierge left, and we ain't gonna never hear from Nurse Johnson ever again. Anyway, Tandy tried to pack it up and leave, but she called to cancel her appointments with her assistant, tried to get a lot of stuff canceled. Soon as she got to that door, she backed it right on in, because it was old Smoke at that door. Where you going? Surprise, surprise. I said, Lord, it's Smoke. Smoke, don't take this lady out. It ain't her time yet. I don't know. I think Madam figured she was going to try to do something. So this is what I think happened. I think Madam had Smoke kind of sit outside her door and watch her. And y'all know Smoke got all them gadgets and gadgets, so he probably got a gadget and gadget that can see inside of that damn house. So what he did was, when he saw her packing, trying to get up out of there, he came and stepped at the door. But that's just how I think. Anyway, Blue and Tommy get Hakeem out the truck, asked him if he seen anyone stealing keys from the valet stand. He was like, I don't know what y'all talking about. They was like, nigga, I need you to think harder. So we actually find out that Carla was the one that was taking the keys from the valet stand. She was taking cars for fun, but she liked taking the fancy cars. And it was like, we need you to really think and see, let us know, did she take any unusual cars? So he let them know the other night she took a gray 4-door basic car, and he was like, I don't ask no questions, I just work there and that's it. So they didn't drop him off. They was like, okay, and they left him. So of course their next thing is, let's go to Maddie B's and let's go get Carla, because we gotta question her. Anyway, y'all know Midnight had a VIP. So him going into VIP, the only thing the woman wanted him to do, she was just gonna be bent over, and all he needed to do was just come put in work. And I was like, hold up. So y'all know what condoms in VIP? They don't have like a condom station in VIP. Like, you just went in VIP, because I'm sure you didn't put it on your way to VIP. You just went in VIP and you just stuck it in. Don't know what this woman got. You just put it right on in. Just popped it up. Just popped it right on in, huh? Just popped it right on in like a Pop-Tart, I guess. So we find out the woman, the mystery woman, was Crazy Renee. And she turned around and he didn't mean, well, I don't know, but he pushed her and he was trying to get her off of him. He pushed her and she fell over the little whatever that was, the little seat thing, and she hit her head and she had blood coming out. So Midnight assumed that he unalived her, and he had to go tell Madam, because this happened in VIP. Madam did tell Midnight to unalive Crazy Renee, but not, but somewhere outside of the club. We don't need nothing else happening at the club. So stupid Hakeem calls Carla. Why would you do that? So he needed a ride because they dropped him off. They left him in the middle of nowhere. So he was like, I'm gonna ping you my location. And so she was like, why are you in the middle of nowhere? She called it something else, but I can't think of what she said. So she was like, why would they leave you? Why would you be in the middle of nowhere? So she was like, it was this bulky dude and this black lady, this mean black lady or something he called Blue. And he said they was asking me questions about the valet box. And he was like, I told them you like to take the keys. And she was like, why would you do that? And after that, she hung the phone up on him. So of course she know Blue and Tommy are on their way to her. So we don't know what's happening because she hung up, and then we get to the next scene. We see Midnight, he go approach Madam. He goes to tell her that Renee is unalived in a VIP, and they both go down to VIP, and the only thing down there is Renee's wig and and blood. And so Madam tells him, when he find her, you need to unalive her. And yeah, and that was it. So the men in Eden are on the stage, and the only question I have is, when did all of y'all start looking like this? Minus this. When did all of y'all start looking like this in the bottom? I mean, it just seems like, you know what? Everybody look like this. Like, first of all, let me say this, because we knew Doc We knew Doc from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We knew Bolo was originally like this. This is a fan, y'all. Okay, this is a fan. It's a fan. It's a fan. Anyway, we knew Doc was like this. and Midnight, because we had saw it in a couple of episodes, right? But when did all of y'all get real lengthy and girthy? Okay, all of y'all ain't gotta answer all these questions at one time, but it just seemed like this season y'all may have did a little stuff in the two, or y'all really went to a store and y'all, it just seemed real store-bought-ish, because it all packs the same, and it's all like everybody just went to the same store, and y'all must have got it out of Tyler Perry's back office. Sorry, I love Tyler Perry. Oh my God. I'm just saying, y'all things can't be this gigantic. This gigantus. Okay? It can't be. I mean, I ain't never, okay? But that's just me. Moving right along, okay? Tommy and Blue go to Maddie B's, and Tommy finna put in his best work with musty ass Tony because he needs to find Carla. When I tell you Tommy is landing on real thick with musty ass Tony, she was like, before you go, I made a chocolate cream pie. Do you want a piece? He said, I can't wait to taste your chocolate cream pie, and I'm going to eat all alone. Who came up with this line? Why y'all doing this? Why? Tony look musty. Fine. Big D. So Miss Veronica goes up to Big D and gives him a proposition. He immediately tells her no. He was like, listen, we don't swap swords. We don't swords around here, okay? And she was like, you already have a sword, already got a sword taken. And so she was like, listen, I'm not tripping off of that. I want you. And he was like, I mean, my answer gonna be no. But so she stuck a wad of cash in his shorts. And I would have just given that cash back. But that's just me, because I feel like she gonna want something for that. But I don't know. So then he goes to Babyface and tell him about Veronica. I think her name was Veronica. He tells him about Miss Veronica's proposition. And like the loser Babyface is, and I kind of get it, he said, no, Big D was like, we both can get this money. Well, of course, like the loser Babyface is, he said, I ain't sharing nothing. I was like, this loser. Anyway, for me, if I was one of the dudes, I would cut Babyface's throat just because it's him. Just because he's mean, he's ornery, and he doesn't know boundaries. Like, he feels like he can cutthroat people, but nobody does it to him. But here's the thing, he only do it to the people that he know he could get away with it. Like, he doesn't do it to Doc, and he doesn't do it to Midnight or Amp, or Fuego. he tries the he don't even try what's her name anymore. And Big D, he don't really try it with Big D no more, but he's just still have this nasty ass disposition, and he have such a terrible attitude in life. And I just be looking at him like, who in the hell did something to you? Like, what is that? What is that? He's a terrible person. Anyway, I mean, I get it too. Like, me and you not, sharing residence in the same old ass coochie. Okay, I get that. So I do understand that. I get it. Anyway, she tread off in her walker. It is what it is. My girl said, I don't want one, I want two. Fine. Anyway, Tandy is pretty much in a little Smoke have Tandy in like a Scared Straight program, low key. She was like, what you gonna do to me? And he just sat there and just explained to her, what he was gonna do to her. He ain't touch her. He ain't do none of that. He just explained to her, and her eyes is wide open. Tandy look deadly afraid, as she should, because I feel like Tandy is getting her just due, as the hell she should. So anyway, Carla goes to visit Detective Davis to turn herself in, of course, because she know Blue and Tommy is coming after her. Now, I feel like this was her way of somehow alerting the police, because if anything happens to her, the last people was seen by her was those two, even when they at the end. But they didn't know that initially. So she goes to turn herself in, and so Detective Davis was like, I don't have time for this, I'm busy. She was like, I know I have warrants. She was like, you have a ticket for $80. And so Carla was like, well, I don't have $80. Detective Davis was like, you own a restaurant. She was like, I don't have it. Detective Davis was like, girl, get out of my office. I don't have time for this. I have to catch real criminals. She was like, bet. You want a real criminal? So she hikes her dressed up, pissed in the middle of the police station so she could get arrested, so Blue and Tommy won't come after her. Because when Madam find out what she did to her, she know that that's her ass. But she also know, now I don't know how far this is going to go, because Madam does understand that Cadillac doesn't want, she can't unalive Carla or Tony because Cadillac doesn't want her to. That's going to be a problem. Cadillac doesn't want Madam to touch either of her sisters. She cannot touch her sisters. And he's made that very clear. And we know Madam respects her dad. So anyway, she locked her up. I was like, why would you piss on these people's floor? Like, did you even have on drawers? Like, I don't have a lot of questions, but I have some concerns. Carla is nasty, okay? So Blue and Tommy get back to Eden, and Blue stops Tommy. He was like, listen, before we go in there making these accusations, we really need to be sure that it was Carla that did it, because if not, you know what's going to happen. So Tommy was like, no, she's guilty, she had motive, and he pointed out all the things that point, all the evidence that says that Carla did do it. So Blue, they walk into Madam's office, and she was like, well, where the hell y'all been? And she was like, we was checking up on another lead. And so then she started bitching again. So she was like, my best two, and y'all still ain't come up with nothing. I bet y'all didn't know Tandy, Blicky was some, she told them about the whole Tandy situation, and it was like, well, she was like, no, y'all didn't know that. And so they didn't explain the Carla situation, but she get a call from the detective, whoever this detective is in the office. She tell that detective, whoever this is, feeding Madam all of this information. She called Madam to let them know that Carla was arrested for pissing in the police station. And so she was like, I don't have time for this shit. And she let them know what happened. And she was like, I don't understand why would Carla piss in the middle of the police station. She was like, that's crazy. Like, why would she do that? So of course, Tommy and Blue know why she would do that. So of course, they go down to the police station to pick her up. And so I was like, are y'all gonna tell Madam? Like, because we need to put all of this together. Anyway, Midnight makes it home. So Renee left him a note. And I don't know, I couldn't see, my TV is a little dark, so I could not see what that object was on the note. So he had it in his hand, and he immediately dropped it. It looked like a stone to me, but I'm pretty sure it was maybe some type of, I wonder if it was like a Yanni, I don't know. I don't know if it was something that goes in the rear or something that goes in the front part. I don't know. But it looked like a stone. It did. It looked like a stone. I don't know. But if you recognize what it was, y'all let me know in the comments. And if it's too graphic, you ain't got to let me know. Okay? It's not that serious. Anyway, so he pulled out his blicky. He actually found a hidden camera in his lamp. It was a small, I don't know if it was a camera or a recorder, but it was in his lamp. And so I don't know what he did with it, but then after he found the lamp, we immediately go to the next scene where it looks like Dime is actually having a dream. And basically she having a dream about both of her baby daddies. Okay, because she don't know which one of them she don't know who that baby is for. Okay, we already been saying that, and you need to figure your shit out at the end of the day. That's all I need to know. That's all we need you to do. So she's having a panic attack in her dream, and she wakes up in a panic attack. Basically, you need to figure your shit out, Dime. That's it. So this part right here, I'm just like, oh my God, Fuego. Fuego is a full dummy. Because what I think Fuego did was gave up his entire prototype to this lady. Sold his whole thing for little or nothing. And they finna make billions and millions off of his prototype. Why he make this much? Anyway, Fuego met with the investor Virgie, and they want him to sign the contract or whatever. And so he wanted to take the contract and look it over. They like the prototype. They like everything about it. And she was like, I could give me like a day. I want to look over it and see. So she said that we need to have it signed today, because there is a closing point, for having this contract signed. And she said, if not, it'll take 3 to 6 months before they can get anything started. So he was like, 3 to 6 months. Yes, Fuego, 3 to 6 months. And if that's what it take, then that's what it would have took. Like, it is what it is. I get that you don't have it right now because of your leg and your situation. But also, Madam was, you could have worked in you can work in Madam's office and make your money. But I feel like what you did was dumb, and I'm hoping that it goes in your favor. But for her to offer you 40% at I think she said 5,000 off of your prototype, that was crazy. I feel like she fed him total bullshit, and he played himself out of this contract instead of just taking it to an attorney and have them look over this. This was completely insane, if you ask me. You should have had somebody look over this contract, and I just feel like Fuego played himself. Like, you played yourself. You signed this damn contract. Like, I don't even understand. And then, I'm sorry, y'all, because I'm trying to process it. And then for you to tell them they're the only people that you connect. No, why would you say that? Oh, no, it's so many people lined up. And listen, I'm no fan of lying. But I do feel like you got to sell these people something. Listen, there's so many people lined up. I'm looking at other investors that's going to invest in me. Let me know what you're offering, and they need you, Fuego. You don't need them, but you showed them that you needed them, and you let them take advantage of you. I hope that this is not the case, but I'm so sure that this is the case. You have screwed yourself. I'm trying to think positive, but I just can't. So, in the next scene, Amp takes his mom to work out so he can help her improve her fake-ass bipolar disorder. And the only thing out of this scene, I just hope Tony's not lying, but we all know Tony's lying. We know she's lying because he asked her. He said, what did the doctor tell you? Oh, they just told me a whole lot of things. Bitch is lying. Use a raggedy hoe. Use a raggedy, musty hoe. Y'all, this lady made me so sick. Bro, she made me sick. Anyway, concierge goes to Madam for a business proposition, and he wants them to be a power couple. And I was like, wait. This lady was just your enemy last season. Now, I know she is good. But did you try to this lady last season? You tried to unalive this lady. Now you want her to be... you want her to be a power couple. And so... because I'm about to add in a little shameless plug right after this, in this same scene. A power couple, concierge. Is that why you went to Cadillac for a truce? So you could be a power couple with Madam? Because we already knew you liked Madam. We already knew that you were toxic. You just somehow play these characters that is toxic as fuck. Okay, especially Family Business. You are very toxic on that one. But we like you on there, just like we like you on here. So, as he's asking Madam that, we see Sean Wells, who plays aka Dante from Girls Need Love. Okay, the Peacock series. Okay, I told y'all go watch that, and then y'all go check out my review from Girls Need Love, as well as my interview with Kaja Renee Mapp that I did on last Friday. Okay, Shameless plug. Anywho, she tells concierge no, and he was like, okay. Now, again, he keeps bringing things to her house. He bought a treat for the dog, and he brought some type of rich, fancy chocolate for Madam. And for some reason, I don't trust this man. I don't trust him. I don't understand. I don't trust Dante. I don't trust Dante. I mean, Lord, not Dante. I'm sorry. I keep seeing his face. He's so fine. I don't trust concierge. He say no. I mean, she says no, and he just leaves. But he left the treats. But whatever he brings, and the dog, and he wanted to check on the dog and all. I was like, I don't trust concierge. Anyway, and then once he walk out the door, Madam get down to business with her boy toy. Okay. But anyway, shout out to Sean Wells. Dante. Okay, shout out to you. So anyway, Carla is in the holding cell braiding somebody's hair. Meanwhile, her coochie is musty, hot, and pissy, and this lady is between her legs. Ma'am, do you not smell the piss in between Carla's legs while you let her braid your hair, talking to you about some raggedy bullshit? So, y'all really make me sick. Anyway, Detective Davis tell Carla Pissy Elliott to call her Pissy Elliott and told her you made bail. So Carla said, because she know what's on the other side of that bail. You know, most people run out of there. Carla was like, no. She was like, I don't have time for this. You made bail. Get the hell out. And she didn't want to go, so Detective Davis had to get her out of there. And when she walked into the lobby of the precinct, it was Blue and Tommy that actually bailed her out. Now, if anything happens to Carla, the last people that seen her was Blue and Tommy. So I know they can't do anything to her. Again, as much as Madam probably wants to harm her, she cannot, because Cadillac told her she can't do anything to her sisters. But her sister tried to unalive her. That's what it's looking like. It's looking like all things Carla. And so this is where the episode ended, y'all. Carla was shaking like booty meat, and I was like, was this what you was going to tell Madam, that you was trying to unalive her? Like, I don't understand, because once Madam get her memory back, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. However, once he find out that it was Carla who did it, what are you gonna do? You gonna tell Madam to let her live? Yeah, that makes no sense. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments about this episode. We have one more episode left. I think this is the mid-season finale. I want to say, I think we have 16 episodes, but I think it's only 8, and then at some point we'll get the next 8. I think they are, even though this is the final season, I think we're still gonna have 16. I'm going to guess and say we're gonna have 16 episodes, but we have one more episode after this, and then this is it, and then we'll, I think, get the other 8. I just don't know when. Anyway, because it's too many storylines to kind of wrap up in this last, so I need to do some more digging. But anyway, yes, y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I will definitely comment back. Do you think it was Carla? Do you think Concierge is lying? Do you think it was Tandy's nasty ass? Who shot Madam? Who shot Madam? Okay, I don't know. I don't know. What you think gonna happen with Fuego? Do y'all think he played himself? Do y'all think Tony's raggedy ass lying about her health diagnosis? I do. But let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think. I told y'all you comment, and I will definitely comment back. I will come to y'all with another review. I don't know what, but tomorrow is my therapy day, so it may not be tomorrow. Next time I'll have a review up is probably Friday. But anyway, this is your girl Kiwan, reminding you to keep showing up, keep growing, stay true to yourself, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye bye.